Hello, and thank you for popping into Aha Moments. I hope you're having a wonderful day. This one is entitled Healthy Choices Are Risky, and it was originally released on June 26th. I'm going to read the Aha to you. Of course, you can get your own. Just come to jrain.com and subscribe. And at 8 a.m. Eastern every single Monday, you're going to get an Aha moment in there. But, I'm going to read this one with together. And then we'll just, talk about a few things on it. So this one about healthy choices and about being risky. So what does that mean? Let's go and open this up and discover for ourselves and together. Okay, you ready? Okay, here's what the Aha sounded like today. Did you ever wonder why you continue to do something, eat something, or believe something that you know full well is not healthy for you? We all do it. Self-sabotage behavior is common. We learn that sugar is more addictive than cocaine and causes havoc to our beautiful body. However, we call it a treat and eat it with pleasure. We experience relationship or media toxicity, but continue to welcome it into our precious minds. We recognize the harm of EMF waves, but give into it with addiction of our phones and brain-damaging earpods. Our intelligent mind can do the research, read the data, and witness the effects, yet we continue to eat the poison, scramble our mind, and reduce our capacity. What happened to when you know better, do better? Aha. Self-sabotage ensures a predictive outcome, and predictive outcomes are safe outcomes. Why is that important to note? Because the brain's number one goal is to keep you safe. The brain is always picking up on patterns to ensure you stay safe and comfy, even if it goes against all logic. The majority of the patterns and programming your brain is unconsciously paying attention to are cleverly designed and consistently delivered in a manner that keeps you from being your healthiest, wealthiest, and wisest self. And if you dare rise up, challenge the beliefs of your tribe, and choose to be self-empowered, you'll risk feeling safe. Risk it anyway. You're worth it. Okay, that was the Aha for this week. I hope you like it. And yeah, it's time for our conversation. So I think the one about the example about sugar, that's kind of one of my favorites, because we know there's so much data on sugar to say how damaging it is to our bodies, and yet labeling it as a treat or a dessert, as we we try and get our kids to finish their dinner by well, you're not going to get dessert unless you have dinner. Like, I hear people saying that and I just cringe. Now, again, I fully admit all the time that I self-sabotage. We all do. We all have programming that has been in place for many, many years, decades, in fact, probably centuries, because our body holds memory in our cells, and the majority of us is water, so we're always conducting amongst other beings, but within ourselves we hold memory up to 6 generations. So when you talk about self-sabotaging and trying to release the program, remember that this is decades, if not centuries, in the making. So when it comes to sugar, there's so much sugar that is being put into so many packaged foods. It's being blended with the meat in your hamburgers, with your breakfast cereals, with your ketchups. Absolutely, there's so many products that contain sugar, and sugar is a very addictive substance. So once we have that in our systems and we get used to the adrenaline rush that we get with it, we get used to the energy with it, then we can tend to continue it. And the way that society is programmed us when it comes to sugar is that it's labeled as dessert, labeled as a treat. That's something that people aspire to create and share. And in my family for years, I'm sure your family as well. So the other day I made black bean brownies, and I find them to be way better than any other brownie that I've had. And they're black beans and oats, and there's some agave in there and vanilla, and I put some chopped walnuts. They are so decadent, and coconut oil. I mean, they're full of food and they're so good. When you get used to eating like that and you don't have sugar in your system and and you don't put sugar in your coffee and you don't drink pop and that. Once you start cleaning that out, I find that if I have just a tiny bit of chocolate or have some sugar in something, first of all, it's like, it is a rush. I will tremble. I'm not even, as coherent as I want to be. It really does affect me. And I think a lot of people are like that when they're used to not having something, especially, it's almost like an allergy. If people have an allergy to something, right? Their awareness, their body's awareness and reaction to it is quite profound. So, but sugar is, sugar is a really great example. There's so many examples. I mean, we have toxic relationships that we allow into our life. And when we mention about the predictive behavior, that has a lot to do with it, because we know what to expect, right? We know what to expect with that relationship, but yet we go into it and we allow it anyway. And I'm saying not just relationships with people, relationship with media, relationship with music, relationship with Netflix, relationship with, so many other things that what that relationship is going to bring to you, that you're either going to be, energized by it, or you're going to be relaxed by it, or you're going to be informed by it. Whatever it happens to be, it becomes part of your routine and part of your habit. Very, very difficult to shift that, to change that, and to do something different with it, right? Very difficult. So again, remember, this programming is ongoing, and it's very, when I use the word clever often, because the programming is very cleverly integrated into everything that we have. So it's our job, it's our role to ask some questions of what is happening on a regular basis, and not just accepting all the information, which we've done since we were infants. I mean, our mind was like a big open bowl and everything was just poured into it. So a lot of the things that we're doing are because we've just been, that's part of our DNA. That's who we are, right? So we don't know that we're making those choices against ourselves. We're not trying to do that. We're not trying to eat sugar. We're not trying to inject ourselves with poison. We're not trying to be less than who we are, but we've been programmed in so many ways, through our school system, through our media, through our religious teachers. I mean, in many, many ways, we're programmed in ways to keep us small. And when we ask those questions, of ourselves, why am I doing this? Like, I know that it's wrong for me. It does take the awareness, and definitely it takes some willpower, to begin the change, to start to make some decisions on your own. But there's lots of other just gentle things that you can do. And we talk about it in the new book, 50 Simple Ways to Release the Shackles of Self-Sabotage. When the website, A Human Approach goes live, which will be very soon, there's going to be lots of resources on there as well. And I'm working on a course for the fall called A Human Approach, and we're just going to start with what it means to be human. And I hazard a guess to say a lot of people really don't know what that is. They really don't know what that is. They don't understand that they are electromagnetic beings. They don't understand why we're built with water to conduct messaging. They don't understand their divine creation and their ability to co-create, to create their lives. Most people don't understand. And even people who've been studying in self-help and self-development and everything, even though they've heard that many times over the years, they still don't necessarily believe it. So I was telling a story in a meeting last night about manifesting something. And it was something very specific. And what happened was, when it came down to it, and I was like literally sending vibration, I had held the vision, everything that was about this, it was a property that I wanted to get, and everything about it would just made so much sense. And I'd already decided, I was already doing my happy dance before I even got word that I got the property. I was so convinced, because I just made it. real, right? I made it real. And then the next day I got word that the property was being given to someone else. And I, I stopped and I was like, after 5 minute kind of mini meltdowns, like, no, this is not the answer. This is not how this is supposed to go. And I was telling the story yesterday to a group of business friends, and they were all kind of laughing. And I was serious when I was saying that. No, this is not the decision. This is not the outcome that I intended. And so I was listening to a boxer talk about, when you take that gut punch, that it's very important to calm yourself and to stick with a game plan. So I did that. I took a breath, and I sent vibes out there to the owner of the property and to the universe, and just had a little chat and said, hey, this is mine. I'm the right person for that. And I'm a good person, and I deserve that. And they deserve me. And this is how it's going down. And 10 minutes later, I got a text message from the realtor saying that the owner of the property had looked at my website and thought I was great, and that he changed his mind and wanted me to have the property. So there you go. So that is how. See, a lot of people don't understand that's how it works. They really don't. They think that is just a bit of a fluke, or, how do you do that? Or that just a one-off or something. But once you begin to understand who we are as human beings, as divine human beings, as co-creators, and all of our intelligence, we have not been told that. We have not been raised that way. It's one of the many, many lies we've been told. So let's start to understand who we are, right? I think it's important that we do that. I think it's important that we face the truth and we start to peel those layers off, and we start being who it is that we're supposed to be. So I think that that's important. Maybe not everybody does. Many, many people are very happy with the way that their lives are. They're not looking to disrupt, and they're not looking for change. I get it. But I think a lot of people feel that there's more to it than what they have. So there are a lot of people feeling like there is an enslavement. So anyway, that's 50 simple ways to release the shackles of self-sabotage. That will be coming out, I think it's August 15th. And if you are listening to the recording before that, there are ways in which you can get your advanced copy. All you need to do is email me, jae@jaeassociates.com, and we'll get you on that list. And get on the list anyway. Get on the list to subscribe so that you don't miss anything. Okay, you won't miss an aha moment. You won't miss opportunities like this for pre-releases or anything to do with the membership or human approach. You don't want to miss out, right? No, we don't want to miss out. Okay. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to sign off, and if I can find the button here, I'm going to sign off and wish you to always succeed deliberately.